If you want to cut through all the noise and really grasp the mechanics of what's happening in the world today, well, you're in exactly the right place. We are unpacking a massive, literal game changer in global security right now. We're talking about Washington's sweeping new proposal to completely restructure maritime defense and how it's immediately colliding with international stakeholders over in Geneva. The decisions being finalized right this second over vital trade routes and historic alliances, they're going to rewrite the rules of international relations for years to come. So, let's dive right into the specifics of what's actually going down, and more importantly, why this directly affects you. Okay, so check out this headline. Major breaking. New developments shake global politics as major powers trade proposals. And frankly, that is not an exaggeration. Major powers? We're talking primarily the US, its European allies, and key Asian trade partners are trading proposals at a pace that is absolutely shaking up the global stage. This isn't your routine diplomacy. It's definitely not some polite exchange of pleasantries at an annual summit. No way. We're looking at a super swift, sharp turn of events where immediate trade embargoes and new naval deployments are actively on the table. When powers of this magnitude start rapidly throwing security frameworks back and forth, it injects this massive jolt of urgency into the whole international community. Why? Because the economic and physical stakes become very real almost overnight. Moving right into Section 1, the new strategic proposal. So where did this all start? Well, the inciting action originated right in the heart of Washington. The U.S. administration just put forward this fresh, incredibly comprehensive strategic proposal, and the details here are absolutely crucial. This isn't just a broad, fluffy statement of principles. The framework actively proposes a brand new multi-nation naval coalition specifically designed to secure vital shipping lanes. And they're coupling that with a heavily revised tariff structure meant to economically penalize hostile actors. It's basically engineered as a major tool for conflict resolution and global stabilization. They're attempting to architect this hard power structure to stabilize what's becoming an increasingly fragile security environment. Make no mistake, they are putting a very tangible and frankly very expensive new reality right on the table. Which brings us to Section 2, Global Stakeholder Feedback. Alright, so we've seen the big move from the US, right? Now let's look at the immediate real-time reaction playing out over in Geneva. This is a massive diplomatic volley. The international stakeholders, they didn't just quietly review the proposal and say, okay. Delegations from the European Union and ASEAN immediately formulated their counterpositions. They officially fired back. They're demanding much clearer exit strategies for this proposed naval coalition, and they are strongly resisting the new tariff structures. They're pointing to the immediate risk this poses to their own domestic economies. This back and forth exchange, the firm U.S. action met with swift, really calculated international pushback, is exactly what experts are calling a critical juncture in contemporary global diplomacy. It's literally the engine driving this current crisis, or, depending on how you look at it, maybe the ultimate solution. Let's zoom out a bit for Section 3, the geopolitical ripple effect. Now, we really need to look at the expanding blast radius of these decisions across the broader global map. It really comes down to 3 steps. Step 1 is shifting economic policies. Because hey, when security frameworks change, money moves. Nations immediately begin adjusting their economic strategies. They're implementing rapid subsidies or setting up new domestic manufacturing incentives just to protect their own industries from those newly proposed tariffs. Step 2 involves disrupting international trade routes. These diplomatic maneuvers instantly alter the safety and the viability of major global shipping lanes. Think the Red Sea or the Strait of Malacca. When these specific routes face disruptions or suddenly require military escorts, the cost of moving goods absolutely skyrockets. And this is the part that directly hits your wallet. It affects the price of the electronics, the clothes, and the groceries you're buying every single day. Finally, Step 3, testing alliances across Europe and Asia. All of this friction is putting immense stress tests on historical treaties. Massive organizations like NATO and ASEAN are being forced to decide exactly where they stand, in real time, under huge pressure, to either back this new coalition or risk serious economic isolation. And that leads us to Section 4, de-escalation or confrontation. So what does this all mean? Well, political experts and major international broadcasters who are monitoring the situation are currently split right down the middle. On one side, we have the optimists. Proponents of this view see this incredibly tense dialogue as actively de-escalating long-standing tensions. Their argument is that putting hard policies on paper and debating them openly in Geneva is a necessary, albeit kind of messy, pathway to a lasting, peaceful solution. They basically see the communication itself as a big victory. But then, on the other side, we have the warning camp. More cautious observers warn that any slight miscalculation in this delicate back and forth, like say a misunderstood naval maneuver or maybe an overly aggressive tariff application, could lead to severe complications in global stability. They're cautioning that this might effectively plunge the whole world into a dangerous new era of geopolitical confrontation. So you have this optimism of a lasting solution standing in direct, stark contrast to the severe risk of a miscalculation. So I'll leave you with this question. Will these high-stakes maneuvers bring a lasting solution or a new era of geopolitical confrontation? As the world watches these events unfold, that is the fragile reality we're all left to ponder. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you next time.